Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Agyanatimarandasya Gananjana Salakaya Chakshmatam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapatam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Vidamayam Vinanti Swam Vedantikam Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Yatapati Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Shajivam Sadvaitam Sadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sangana Lalita Shri Vishavitam He Krishna Karana Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopikanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sutidevi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyascha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vyasa Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Again, Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Chapter 8, text 20. Paras tasmat tu bhavo nyo vyakto vyaktat sanatana vyakto vyaktat sanatana yasa saveshu bhuteshu nasyatsu na vinasyati parastasmat bhavo nyo vyakto vyaktat sanatana yasa saveshu bhuteshu nasyatsu na vinasyati. English translation. Yet there is another unmanifested nature which is eternal and is transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested matter. It is supreme and never annihilated. When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. So this verse explains that there's another world, there's another universe, there's another planet of existence. Please repeat. Yet there is another unmanifest nature which is eternal and is transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested matter. It is supreme and never annihilated. When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Krishna's superior spiritual energy is transcendental and eternal. It is beyond all the changes of material nature, which is manifest and annihilated during the days and the nights of Brahma. Krishna's superior energy is completely opposite in quality to material nature. Superior and inferior natures are explained in the 7th chapter. So the word nature is prakriti. So we have para, prakriti, and apara, prakriti. So para means superior, paramatma, para Brahman. And then you put the word a in front of the word para, what word do you get? Apara. So that means the opposite. So that's apara means material energy. So para, Shakti, means the spiritual energy, and apara means the material energy. Just like paravidya. What is vidya? Knowledge. So spiritual knowledge, paravidya, aparavidya, mundane material knowledge. So what we are accustomed to living here in Johannesburg is the inferior energy of the Lord. We see all around us inferior energy, this material world, which is full of birth, death, disease, and old age. Who likes old age? No one likes old age. Right? Shakespeare said, old age with its with its secret steps has clawed me in its clutch. Old age, with its secret steps, has clawed me in its clutch. Before you know it, you're getting old. Isn't it? So this material world is a place of old age, and then disease. It's like the sister of old age. Generally it's older people that get diseased. And then death comes. And no one likes this death. No one wants it at all. But it goes on in this material world all the time. We try to forget it. Naturally, something which is not nice, something which is not auspicious, we push to the back of our mind. We try to ignore it. Even some philosophies say it doesn't matter about death. Nihilistic philosophies. But the fact is, no one wants to get old and no one wants to die. And ignoring it, does that make it go away? Does it make it go away? No, not at all. Ignoring it. Living for the moment. Now it is Saturday night. As we were driving past all the restaurants and so forth, Saturday night in Johannesburg, what are people doing? Gambling, intoxication, discos, banga. So people are trying to forget. Where I'm staying in Midrand, they're having their parties. Loud disco music, techno rock music. I couldn't sit on the veranda this afternoon and chant my rounds. I had to close the window because the music was so loud, techno rock. Saturday afternoon, Friday night, Saturday night fever. So people, they want to forget. But these calamities, miseries are staring us in the face. And just to try to push them away and pretend they're not there is the ostrich philosophy. You know, when the ostrich, a wonderful South African ostrich, when it's chased by the lion or the wolves or the dogs, it runs and then hides its head in the dust, hides its head in the sand. And the logic is, I can't see the predator. I can't see the lion. Therefore the lion can't see me. Is that good logic? Very faulty. So, in the same way, human beings have this animal logic. If I don't think about old age, if I try not to talk about it, if I don't talk about death, then it won't bother me. But it still creeps up on you and claws you in its clutch, as our good friend Shakespeare said. Death will come when it will come. Death is sure and it will come when it will come. So besides this material world where there's a struggle for existence, and even the hardcore atheists like Charles Darwin have also confirmed the struggle for existence, survival of the fittest. But even the most fittest don't actually survive. Would you agree? Doesn't matter how fit you are, you can go to Virgin Active, you can live in Virgin Active. You know, you can become a full-time Mr. Virgin Active. You are still going to die. You know? So, besides this material world, there's another world. It's the spiritual world. And we're interested in the spiritual world as devotees. We actually want to leave this material world. We don't want to hang around in Santon, Bryanston, Emmarentia, Lanesia, Midrand, Centurion, Pretoria. What to speak of Chatsworth. We don't want to hang around in this material world, because wherever you go, there is birth, death, disease and old age. There's a struggle. And the point is, we're not this material body. We're not Indians or Europeans. We're not African. We're not Xhosa, Zulu, Hindu or Tamil. We're eternal spirit soul. And we have an eternal relationship with Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is a reality. In the Bible it is said God made man in his own image. And in the Vedanta Sutra it is said Janmedasya the absolute truth of God is that from which everything emanates. So we have personality. There are men, women, animals. So this all comes from the absolute truth. It also exists in the absolute truth. So in the spiritual world, one has a spiritual body. You don't have a material body, you have a spiritual body. Material bodies are made up of earth, skin. What is our body made up of? I'll tell you. It is a layer of leather, which is our skin, with hair, head hair, face hair, nails, inside which is blood, bone, marrow, fat, usually too much fat, muscle, and then urine, and then stool, bile. That's what's inside this beautiful body. It's simply a covering of leather. That's all it is, the skin, covering of leather. So this is the material body. But we have a spiritual body where we can serve Krishna. And the spiritual body is attained when you become self-realized. So it is not a cheap thing. One has to practice Krishna consciousness quite seriously for many years, but gradually become self-realized. And you realize what is your spiritual identity. You can become the servant of Krishna. And this is called Dasya Ras. You can become the friend of Krishna. And this is called Sakya Ras. You can become the father of Krishna, like Mother Yasoda and Nanda Maharaj. And there we have a little deity of Mother Yasoda with Krishna. So that's called Vatsalya Ras. or Madhurya Ras, Shringara Ras. You can become a lover of Krishna. And because these relationships exist in the spiritual world, we see them reflected here in the material world. In your case, Johannesburg, South Africa. For instance, you all have a neutral relationship, Shantaras. For instance, the seat you sit on, it's supporting you, it's neutral. There's marquee, it's covering you. It's a neutral relationship. It's called Shantaras. And then Dasyaras, you have a master. Unless you have your own business, you're working for the government, you have a boss. Sometimes the boss is not so nice. But you have to swallow it. You just have to continue, otherwise you lose your job. So Dasyaras, servant. The problem is in the material world, your boss exploits you. You work hard, in the company for 40 or 50 years, and then they retrench you. And the CEO comes to you, shakes his hand, and says, you serve the company so well, here's your gift. Casio plastic watch. Made in China. Unfortunately, we can't supply the batteries. But this is your gift. 40 years, 50 years of your hard work. We give you a very small pension. So when you serve Krishna, he will never let you down. When you serve Krishna as the master, he will never let you down. He's the supreme, lovable master. He'll never exploit you unnecessarily. And being the servant of Krishna, you also enjoy on the same level. The example is a rich man. He has a very close servant who goes everywhere with him, flies with him in first class, eats the same food as he does because he has to test the food to make sure the quality is all right or there's no poison or something. So that servant enjoys almost on the same level as the master. So when you serve Krishna, you're enjoying on the same level as Krishna. And then friends. We all have friends. We would like friends. Quite often our best friend runs off with our wife. You see that in the material world. So-called friends. We would like a good friend. So in the spiritual world, Krishna can be your friend. And the example is the cowherd boys, Sudama, Sridama, Madhumangal, Kalavinka, Gobata. These are real personalities, they exist, not imagination. And they are friends with Krishna. The unique thing about friendship with Krishna is you can only be friends with an equal. Isn't it? See, when you're master, when God is master, he's up here and you're down here. But when you're friends, you've got to be equal. That's why parents can never be friends with their children. Because they're the parents. It's always a different relationship. Friends means equals. So you become equal with Krishna. You play with Krishna. Guli danda. Leapfrog. Krishna likes stick fighting. He plays on the bank of the Jamuna. They imitate the frogs. They jump in the water. The cowherd boys do this. Some of the cowherd boys are a little bit older than Krishna, and therefore they carry weapons. Why? Because they want to protect Krishna. Those are the well-wishing, like Balaram. Some are exactly his age. Some are a little younger, but still within the category of friendship. So one can actually become the friend of Krishna. This is not discussed or revealed in any other scripture except the Vedic scriptures, the Bhagavatam, Bhakti Samhita Sindhu. Nowhere is this in any other philosophy, theological philosophy. So the idea of becoming the friend of Krishna. And then when one becomes even more intimate, one can become the father of Krishna. So, or the mother. So there's Mother Yasoda, Nanda Maharaj. So when Krishna is the master and you are down here, you're the servant, and then friendship, you're equal. But then when you become the parent of Krishna, Krishna becomes dependent on you. And you carry him. And Mother Yasoda breastfeeds him. And sometimes Krishna, he goes to the front door of the courtyard and he picks up Nanda Maharaj's shoes. And they're very big and they're very heavy. And he struggles to carry them. And he carries them back to Nanda Maharaj. So although Krishna, he lifts Govardhan Hill at the age of 7 years old, he struggles to lift the wooden shoes of Nanda Maharaj. So the spiritual world is inconceivable. Krishna goes into the courtyard and he's almost naked as a young baby, bacha, with Mother Yasoda. This is the month of Kartik. So Krishna's eating the butter, he's eating the ghee, he's running away from Mother Yasoda. He goes into the courtyard and he's almost naked, but he has a small bell around his waist. And the bell is going ting, ting, tingling, tingling, tingling. Can everyone try that? Tingling, tingling, tingling. 1, 2, 3. No, put more tingling into it. 1, 2, 3. It's not bad. So you imagine the tingling sound. And then Krishna, he says, where's that sound coming from? Who's making that sound? And he looks around, he looks here, he looks there. Where's that noise coming from? But it's coming from his own bell, which is on his waist. Krishna is a big Yasurat, knows past, present and future, Saubhagya, and yet he doesn't know where the sound of his bell is coming. So this is Vrindavan, the spiritual world. There appears to be opposites. He knows everything and yet he doesn't know everything. He lifts Govardhan Hill, is the strongest, yet he struggles to lift Nanda Maharaj's shoes. So this is the spiritual world. Achintya. What's that word achintya mean? Inconceivable. Inconceivable. It's this material world is conceivable. You can figure things out a little. And the scientists are trying to do it, but the spiritual world is inconceivable. So Krishna in the courtyard, he surprises a calf. There's a beautiful white calf. And he grabs the tail of the white calf. And the calf becomes alarmed and runs. And Krishna grabs hold of the tail and he's pulled through the mud. He's pulled through the mud and covered in mud. And yet he's the strongest of the strongest. But the calf is pulling him. And he gets covered in mud. Vrindavan dust. So these pastimes go on in the spiritual world. So friendship with Krishna, if that's what you want. And being the parent of Krishna, if that's what you want. Everyone has this inherent desire. And it's awakened when you become more spiritually advanced. On the stage of Ashakti, these things are awakened. We are below the stage of Ashakti. Below Ashakti is Ruchi, which means taste. We are below the stage of Ruchi. Below Ruchi is the stage of steadiness. We're below that also. We have some way to go. But eventually we'll begin to understand what is our relationship with Krishna. And then there's Shringara Ras, conjugal relationship with Krishna. The most intense relationship in this material world is when the man falls in love with the woman falls in love with the man. They fall in love with each other and they are mesmerized by each other. I know one couple who were so mesmerized with each other that they were separated somehow or other. So naturally they started phoning each other. And within a few months the bill was 100,000 rands. 100,000 rands. A lot of money, huh? There was another couple. 96 times they phoned each other in one day. The temple president told me. Can't say their names, but I am open to bribes. So this conjugal, man falling in love with woman, woman falling in love with man, is very, very intense, extremely intense. So it goes on in the spiritual world. Krishna has his associates, his lovers, Radharani, Lalita, Vishaka, Champakalata, Chitradevi, Rangadevi, Sudevi. They're not ordinary material ladies. They're called gopis. When Krishna danced at Vamsivata, 1 million gopis came. Krishna expands himself 1 million times. In some of the Rasa Leelas, there are over 1 billion gopis. Krishna expands himself each time and dances with each gopi. And each gopi thinks, oh, Krishna is just with me. So she becomes very proud and very happy. So actually we are meant for this. We are meant for the spiritual world. And Prabhupada said this in 1976 at Srila Bhaktisiddhanta's disappearance in Srila Mayapur. Prabhupada said, we are meant for dancing with Krishna. We are meant for living with Krishna. We are meant for eating with Krishna. This is the perfection of life. We are meant for this. We're not meant for hanging around in Emmarentia, Santa, Lanesia, Midrand, or Chatsworth. We're not meant, We are meant, as Prabhupada said in 1976, for dancing with Krishna, playing with Krishna, living with Krishna, eating with Krishna. Prabhupada writes, if you're not satisfied with his quote, you may want to say, well, what he says in his books is more important. That is true. So he writes in the 8th canto, chapter 22, text 52. Oh, sorry. Do you have the Bhagavatam here? Maybe you can get me the 8th canto. 8th canto, chapter 24, text 52, where Prabhupada writes, the goal of life is to live with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, play with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, dance with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and eat with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the goal of life. And Prabhupada writes that very clearly. This is the goal of our existence. This is the goal of our life. God is not some impersonal energy, some blob. He's not, as in the Christian theology, some old man, with a white beard and bad breath. He's a very beautiful young boy, eternally 14, 15 years old. Eternally. All right. Now we're just going to see how good is the Guru's memory. What did I say? Canto 8, chapter 24, text 52. The real purpose of life is to go back home, back to Godhead. Live with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Play with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Dance with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And eat with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Word for word. And it's not a one-way street. It's not a one-way street. You might think, well, I want to do this. I want to play with Krishna. I want to dance with Krishna. But Krishna also wants to be with the devotees. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 7, text 99, it is said that Krishna also wants to see the devotees, talk with the devotees, eat with the devotees, and dance with the devotees. He also is very keen. Actually, Krishna is more eager to talk with us than we are with him. He's more eager to dance with us than we are with him. As cowhide boys, you can dance with Krishna. As gopis, you can dance with Krishna. And this is possible in this lifetime. There is an idea that, yes, this is the highest goal of Krishna consciousness, but it's later, many lifetimes away. But actually, you can achieve it in one lifetime. You can take birth in Krishna's pastimes. Vastu City within this material world. It is possible. So this is our goal. This is what we want. In the month of Kartik, it's even more approachable. Just like Krishna allowed himself to be captured by Mother Yasoda. So in the month of Kartik, Krishna allows himself to be caught by the devotees, by the bhaktas. So we offer the lamp. What does that lamp represent? A heart. We're offering our heart in affection, love and devotion to Krishna. And Krishna reciprocates. We take one step towards him, he takes many steps towards us. Then in 1974, in a Bhagavad Gita class, Prabhupada said, just like I can see you and you can see me, you can see Krishna, you can live with Krishna, you can dance with Krishna, you can eat with Krishna, and you can play with Krishna. You can imagine how wonderful that would be to dance with Krishna, to play with him. So the great saints, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, the other day was the appearance day of Virabhadra Goswami. You know that? It was on 3 days ago. Virabhadra Goswami. He was the son of Lord Nityananda. So Virabhadra Goswami is actually an incarnation of the Super Soul. He's actually the Super Soul. So he appeared some 500 years ago. So if we continue practicing Krishna consciousness as Prabhupada has taught us, this is all coming through the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and then the mercy of Prabhupada. If Prabhupada, our Guru, had not come and left India, we would not be sitting here together. We would not have the Midran project, the Santam project, the Nasia project, Radha Radhanath, Rath Yatra. We would not have the Bhagavad Gita. We would have the Bhagavad Gita as it isn't. The Bhagavad Gita as it shouldn't be. The Bhagavad Gita minus Krishna. That's what Prabhupada said. The Bhagavad Gita minus Krishna. So we got the Bhagavad Gita as it is because Prabhupada translated it. Actually, he translated it twice. The first time the manuscript got stolen. Then he did it again. So now, by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, we have the association of each other. We have festivals like Rath Yatra. We have temples. We have deity worship. We have some faith in the holy name. We have some faith in Srila Prabhupada's disciples. And many wonderful disciples of Prabhupada come here, are resident here in South Africa, and spend time and make themselves available. Then we have entrance into Vrindavan. Sridham Mayapur, Jagannath Puri. We get to take bath in Radhakund. On Tuesday was the appearance of Radhakund. You know, little us, from Midran, from Emmarentia, can take bath in Radhakund. We can actually do that. And the Nectar Instruction teaches you take bath once, you get love of Godhead. You get love of Krishna. Sakrit. Once you get love of Krishna. And we take bath in the Ganges. We walk around Govardhan Hill. We celebrate Damodar Ashtakam. We can offer the lamp. This is a great privilege. It's only very fortunate people people, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, who chant Krishna's name. Very, very fortunate people. Even to chant Nama Bas, you have to be very, very blessed. And yet we're doing it every day. Isn't it? Every day. Even it's become so impregnated in our vocabulary, in our life. We pick up the phone, we go, Haribol. We get startled, we go, Haribol. We see someone on the road, we don't say hello, we go, Haribol. When I phone my mother, I go, Haribol. And she goes, Haribol back to me. You know, name of God. We take it for granted, actually. Taking prasad, samosa, kachori, sweet rice, sandesh. Of course, it's a Kadashi today. So you have to meditate on that till tomorrow. But I think transcendental chips and cheese will be in order today. Transcendental chips. Gauranga potato. Offered to Krishna, offered to Gauranatai. So this is so wonderful, this gift we've been given. It's outrageous. So wonderful. So this is all due to the mercy and share one person, Karlpad. He came to South Africa 40 years ago. He went to Lodium. He went to Johannesburg. Spent 9 or 10 days in Johannesburg in Yobo. He instructed Shruti and Rishi Kumar to come here in 1972 in September. He wrote a letter and told Pusta Krishna Swami, you come here to South Africa. So we owe so much. So how do we pay back that debt? Well, you can never really pay back the debt, but you can try. So how do we try to do that? By cooperating in ISKCON and trying to spread Krishna consciousness to other people. In the Chaitanya Bhagavat, there's an example given. So I ask you this question. Who is the best person? The one who feeds himself, nourishes himself, or the one who nourishes himself and others? Second. So we're nourishing ourselves by offering the lamp, by chanting Hare Krishna, by going to Vrindavan, by going to Mayapur, by taking bath in Ganga. Definitely we're nourishing ourselves. But we want to nourish others also, so that is the science of preaching. So this is a preaching mission, and Prabhupada wanted us to do that. Distribute books, organize festivals, seminar courses, and open centers. So we're doing that. When Prabhupada came in 1975, we had one rented house. Now in this Gauteng area, we have about 5 or 6 centers. Santan, very beautiful, wonderful center, run by Nanda Kumar Prabhu. Very wonderful contribution. Lanesia Temple, with the original Nitai Gaura Hari deities. I found out from Tulsi that how the Gaura deities came here. That he went in 1976 to Jaipur with the idea of maybe getting deity. But when you go to Jaipur, you don't just buy a deity off the peg. You have to order it. And then they design it according to your requirements. And one thing you've got to be careful about is that when a man goes with his wife to Jaipur, and they go to the deity wala and they order the deity wala may make the deity look a little bit like his wife. So he immediately fall in love with it and think it was wonderful. So anyhow, Tulsi didn't go with his wife. And he was looking at the deities. He wasn't really thinking to buy. He said this. Well, he was on a phone call last week in Durban. I didn't know about this. And then Tulsi saw at the very end of the corridor a sheet over 2 deities. And it was Gaura Nitai Gaura Hari. And an ISKCON temple, or a temple, not necessarily ISKCON, but I think it was ISKCON, had ordered the deities, but they couldn't pay for them. So they were just whoever wanted them. So Tulsi said, yes, let's take them. So then they came to South Africa, and then they were installed in South Africa. Nitai Gaura Hari. So that's Lenasia Temple. And then we're doing something in Soweto. Where else? We're trying in Hammerscroll. Then of course Pretoria Temple, capital of South Africa. Midrand recently. So we're trying to preach, and in this way please Lord Srila Prabhupada. By pleasing the Uttama Bhagavat, one makes the advancement, one gets the kripa. What's kripa mean? Kripa? Mercy. Srila Prabhupada apparently quoted Shakespeare in 1975, according to Bhavananda Prabhu. And he said that mercy droppeth like rain. Mercy has an undefined quality. It droppeth like rain. It droppeth like gentle rain from the skies. And then I read that particular section where Shakespeare wrote that mercy is the quality of God. Mercy benefits the person who receives and gives. And then Shakespeare said an interesting thing. He said, by justice alone you will not attain salvation. But when it is seasoned, justice is seasoned with mercy. So by justice, we're not going to go back to Godhead. But when that justice is seasoned with kripa, mercy, then we can attain salvation. So Prabhupada apparently quoted this, that mercy with its unrestrained quality droppeth like rain, gentle rain from the heavens. So we want this kripa. It comes from Srila Prabhupada and those who are trying to serve him, like his direct disciples and other senior Vaishnavas within the ISKCON movement. So thank you very much. This is supposed to be a Vyasa Puja this thing. And as was said, I've been trying to preach here for how long? Alzheimer's disease. 41 years. I've successfully become part of the furniture. But somehow or other I do manage to talk now and again. And then the rest of the time I usually sleep. But in the association of devotees like Bhakti Chaitanya Maharaj, Bhakti Chir Maharaj, Kadambakar Maharaj, Nanda Kumar, and they're helping me very much. So thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gau Premanandi. Any questions? You like those Shakespeare quotes? No questions? So we hope in another 41 years. I think that's pushing it too far. But we'll be there in the spiritual world. And you'll be cowherd boys. You'll be like Mother Yasoda, or you'll be like gopis. And then we'll talk a little bit about what it was like in Midrand, Emmarentia. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
As always, Guru Maharaj is able to remind us how grateful we need to be, as succinctly and elegantly in a very few points. But he also goes way over our heads. And in that vein of carrying on the tradition, we are going to welcome two little Vaishnavas that are in preparation for a life of devotion. Little Narottam and Shamananda, they're going to do some Govardhan shlokas and a bhajan just to honor Guru Maharaj's special day. Thank you.
Say that.